Hey, good morning, guys. It is April 7th, and I'm going to try to, for the next week and a half, I'll be recording on my phone, so it's going to look a little different. But the scripture passage that Chambers discusses today is Mark 9, the Mount of Transfiguration, and he's telling his disciples not to share these the things that they have seen until the Son of Man is risen from the dead. And Chambers takes that and he expands it to this notion of us not sharing more, or really kind of trying to expound on Jesus until he has been risen inside of us. And so this idea that we have any academic understanding of Jesus that can be fruitful or helpful to people absent the actual fruit of God's Spirit within us is what Chambers is getting at. He says in the beginning of this first paragraph, say nothing until the Son of Man is risen in you, taking that same idea that Jesus told the disciples. And in the second paragraph here, he kind of gets to the point where he says, there must be communion with his risen life before a particular word can be done by us. Sometimes, and it's interesting, and sometimes people who have accepted Christ can immediately start sharing the gospel, and it is it's powerful and effective, and it makes sense because I feel like some people allow the work of the Spirit more freely right out of the gate, and they're not hindered by all of the knowledge of this world, and so for them it's just simple, and with this simple faith they're able to share in a way that is effective. For other people, I think the work of God has to purge all of our worldly wisdom and understanding, and I think for some people that just takes longer, and it's a different process completely. But then Chambers clarifies, God cannot reveal anything to us if we have not his Spirit. So if the Spirit of God is not working in us, this idea that we have any chance of revelation is absurd. So if we've made up our minds about a doctrine, he says here, the light of God will come no more to us on that line. We cannot get it. We get stubborn and obstinate, is the word he uses, and think that we have answers to issues that we have no understanding of. There's many passages in Paul's epistles that talk about the wisdom of the world and the foolishness of God, which is really kind of an oxymoron, but it's full. The wisdom of God's foolishness to the world, vice versa. And so this idea that we can wrap our heads around the gospel, even just the other day I was reading a scripture about the rock, the cornerstone which became a stumbling block that men would trip over and fall over, and it would basically be right in the path of people who think that they can understand the gospel academically, and it's foolishness to them. And then Chambers ends up with tell no man. So many do tell what they saw on the Mount of Transfiguration. They've had the vision and they testify it, but the life does not tally with it. That work of God has not been borne out in their life. And so the Son of Man, because the Son of Man is not yet risen in them. And so I guess the challenge to me would be even on individual doctrines and teachings, and to make sure that God has truly dealt with me with his Spirit with those things, not to think that I have understanding just because I read it, just because I know the passage, I know the scripture reference. Just knowing the scripture reference does not mean having understanding in the way that it can be then planted in the lives of others. So anyway, we are off to Hawaii this morning, and we'll see the next few videos should be a little different landscape. But you guys have an awesome day, and let God's Spirit bear out in you the things that you think you know, but maybe we should be asking God, reveal it to us by your Spirit, so we don't just use our minds to try to wrap our intellect around doctrines. Have a great day, guys.